Recently, I visited the beautiful Nasher Museum with the outdoor sculpture garden and so many gorgeous things to look at in these beautiful trees just all over the place. Even the birds were having a fabulous time. What's up everybody, it's Missy Barr and today I'm going to show you how to make a coil pot, and you can make it in the shape of a heart or anything you like. I'm making this one for my mom for Mother's Day, but you can make it any time of year. So whether you're using a kiln or using air dry clay, it's all starting this way. So we get a beautiful piece of clay and we roll it out into a long worm-like piece, just like this. Then I cut everything into equal pieces. Now I'm going to take each one and roll those in my hand into long little worms. Now I already wedged, which means I threw the clay down before I did this to get all bubbles out. But if you feel a bubble, just pop it. And now I'm making a coil. So it's just like a spiral, and I go around and I'm going to wet it with some water and then do the same thing with all of the other ones. Now that I've got all my coils shaped, I'm going to create anything I want to as far as my little pot. So I want to make a heart-shaped pot, so I'm just putting 3 coils together and kind of making the base in the heart shape. Making sure to slip and score. So slip is use water and score is to add little lines with maybe like a spoon or a knife, a plastic knife, something like that. So I'm scoring all over, making little lines so that they kind of click together like Legos. So now that I've got everything put together, I can make my heart look even nicer, push it together and make sure it's nice and not too wet, but just, has a little bit of slip, which means a little bit of water to keep this together. Water is like glue for clay. Whether it's air dry clay or white clay, you need it. Now I'm just gonna smooth out everything, little cracks and so on, and just make it nice and smooth. Maybe I want to add a little detail to the top. Yeah. Now, if you have air dry clay, you're going to wait 2 days for it to dry completely, which it is here. If you're using white clay, you want to let it dry for 2 weeks, and that's going to go into the kiln. Now, your teacher does all the kiln work, or you can go to a kiln, and I'll put a link in the description if you need one. So this is what it looks like when it comes out nice and shiny and beautiful. This is glazed, but you apply glaze and paint almost the same way. Now I'm going to paint this coil pot with some metallic red, and you need 2 coats, whether it's glaze or paint, 2 coats. So I'm putting it on right inside, and then I'm going to use this fluffy brush to go into all the little crevices nice and gently. Another important thing to remember is to not paint the bottom. So especially when you glaze, you don't want it to get stuck to the kiln, so do not paint the bottom, and nobody's going to look at the bottom anyway. Now for the outside, I like to rotate so I can get every angle right in front of me and make sure that I paint it all. I'm using a smaller brush this time because there's a lot of little details. I want to get inside of those as well. While I let that dry, I go ahead and clean up. I don't waste any paint. So remember, I always take a scrap piece of paper and put my leftover paint on that to use it for some other art project. So my little pot is beautiful. I painted it with my metallic acrylic, and link is in the description for that too. So if you want to know what I used, remember, don't paint the bottom because it might get stuck to something. Also, same with the kiln, don't paint the bottom, ever, 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 ever. And you'll have a beautiful product. I hope you have fun making your gorgeous coil pots, and I will talk to you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.